Happy 26, everyone. The topic today is very fascinating for most of us. At the same time, it's very confusing. Astrology. Many say it's complicated, while others say it's non scientific. What if we've been thinking all this wrong? I have two special guests today to uncover all the facts about astrology. Pranshu Dutt, who is Dubai based electronics engineer and having experience in channel management across many major IT enterprises, and a lifelong student of astrology by passion. And Prapti Dutt, who is none other than our multi award winning nutrition and fitness trainer, along with astro healing, intuitive reading expert. As you all know about her already, I've done one podcast with her about nutrition and fitness myths. They are here today to answer all our questions about astrology. According to them, astrology is not magic. It's purely logical and scientific. Through their analytical knowledge and over 20 years of dedicated learning and exploring the life charts and birth charts, they're here to help us transforming our challenges to strengths and give us clarity all about astrology. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Pranshu Dutt and Prapti Dutt. Hi, Pranshu, and hi, Prapti. Welcome to the show and Happy New Year to you.
Yeah, Happy New Year. Same to you. Yeah.
Happy New Year to both and everybody who is watching us. A very, very nice Happy New Year to everybody.
Yes. The reason why we are here today on this subject of astrology, because I keep hearing from many women, especially from women, that, I can't chase my dreams because this is not in my destiny, or, my stars are not aligned with my success. So what's the point? And they keep giving up. And I don't know, it's too confusing subject and very complicated to understand whether this is true or not. Because I always wonder, because all the successful people in the world, they are successful just because it is written in their destiny or astrology. If that is true, then what's the point of trying? So we need to give this clarity. So this is where I thought, okay, we need to do a podcast on this subject. And when I interacted with Prapti, because, she's doing astro healing and intuitive reading. So that's where she said, both are two different topics. And I was not even aware of it. And then she introduced telling that, okay, my brother, he did a very good study and he got good experience in reading the charts, and he will give you the logical reasons around astrology. And that's where this idea came up from. And thank you so much for giving me your time, Pranshu. New Year. This is the first podcast in this new year, and I'm so excited and looking forward to discuss.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for inviting me. Okay, how do I begin? So let me first give a small snippet on what is astrology as per me. Okay. And then we will build on the questions that you had in mind. Yeah. See, so let's put it this way. Yeah. There is practically, other than astrology, and that I'm talking about more Vedic astrology, there is no other tool which actually can justify disparity in this world. Yeah. Now, when I mean disparity, let's say, there are certain things that are kind of given to us by birth itself, right? Now, some people are born in very affluent families, some are not, right? Some are born with certain gifts, some are born with very debilitating diseases. Yeah. Now, for saying that all of this is because of some random stroke of luck, I don't believe it, because see, this world follows a certain process and system. Yeah. Now, if we believe, whether you look at weather patterns, etc., there is a system to how this whole universe and world operates. So considering that this can be random is not justified. And that is why I got hooked on to this, topic, because very back when I was probably in my 7th or 8th standard, this question, there was nothing that could give me an answer to this question. And that's where astrology steps in. Yeah. So what I would say is that, first of all, because we believe in the concept of rebirth, right? As a practice, we believe in soul reincarnation. Yeah. Now, so now let me touch a bit about your topic. See, astrology, what it does is, okay, it just gives, okay, so see, we all get dressed up, right? For example, right? We think we're looking very good, right? But who tells that you are actually looking good, or probably you need some more work? A mirror, right? So astrology is nothing but a mirror. Okay. If I have to just simplify it for everyone, astrology is nothing but a mirror. It's not what you are or what you've done. Astrology just tells and gives a picture of what you're carrying into this birth. Okay. So, and going to this topic, there is no planet out there who's saying that, I like you or I want to harm you. Okay. That's not how they work. They just tell you that what you've carried into this birth, and they are represented onto a birth chart. And that is for us to now interpret what the soul is carrying into this birth, and what kind of destiny pattern that soul will go through, and how the life will pan out. What are the strengths of that individual? What are the weaknesses of that individual? What areas need to be worked upon? What are the good facets of life? For example, marriage, for example, money. And what may not be very good? Maybe health, maybe social networking, etc., etc.
That's wonderful intro. And I'm always a strong believer of astrology, and maybe because of the family background I'm coming from. However, I have no knowledge around whether someone is telling it fact or not, because I've mixed experiences, to be honest. Some people, they just say that, do this puja or do this, give this to something, in our language, they say dan and all. But how is it logical? Like, will it really work? Because I know people spend a lot of money. So that's why, probably I keep hearing from people, this is all trash. I know. We know that it's a Vedic science and it is coming from the roots, from where we have come.
Yes.
So that's where my first question will be, like, when you're telling that astrology is a tool, it's a logical science, how can you simplify this to a person who is telling back, reasons like, no, there's no proof to it, and they are very skeptical about that? How can you simplify that?
Okay, so the first point is what I already mentioned, which is when you are born with certain traits, right? It cannot be like, okay, so how can we justify a person, a kid who's probably 8 years old and already has the skills to play a piano? Okay, it's inherent, right? There are certain talents that we are born with. Okay, somebody can be a batsman at the age of 13 and do wonders. Okay, although they may not have done the same amount of number of hours of batting with the other kid, but they somehow are excelling. So there are certain traits you're born with. So that is the first reason. What I would tell any skeptic is, yes, this works. Okay. Now, coming back to the concept of dhan, or how we change it, right? Now, see, astrology works at a very different level. Okay. What it tells is that you're born with certain karma, okay, karmic baggage, let's put it this way, because of which you get some inherent strengths, inherent weaknesses, right? And opportunities and threats. Let's put it SWOT. Let's look at SWOT as an example. Every horoscope is a SWOT analysis. There are certain strengths, certain weaknesses. There are opportunities in life, and then there are threats. As simple as let's look at the business language. So
yes, I like it.
Yeah. So astrology can be a SWOT analysis, but the SWOT analysis is, in this scenario, is on you as an individual. What is your SWOT analysis? So so the point here is, if you look at this science, okay, I mean, it's just basically telling you how to lead the life, right? And let me put it this way: dhan, or changing things. In my humble experience, there cannot be a sea change in what you're carrying, right? So it's not. So So for example, if I keep doing a dhan, right? For example, I cannot change the basic things. No way. Okay, there is no possibility of changing your life completely by just doing something. No, what it does is, specifically to like the upayas or dhans, they work at a subconscious level in terms of giving you confidence, in my view. Okay, let's say I'm going through a tough time, right? Okay, and then we say, okay, why don't you go and serve the needy? Okay, or for example, why don't you go and do certain work in a mandir or a gurdwara or an ashram? Do some labor work. Okay, it need not necessarily be money. It can be actual hard work. Now, what we are doing is, we are just trying to tune that person so that they feel that, oh, I did something good, and they carry their confidence. Okay. By the way, I will highlight one thing. There is nothing more beautiful in this world than astrology in giving hope. Okay. It's actually, if you look at it, it's an amazing tool to give people hope. You know why? Because many people are not going through good times, right? What astrology says is, hey, listen, you've got certain tough time going on because of certain reasons. But guess what? Fight it out for another year or 2 years, and then something good is happening, and this is what will happen after 2 years. So keep the confidence going, do certain work so that you gain that confidence, and just wait for the good time to come. It's fine. Okay. So it actually, if you look at astrology, is the biggest thing that can give hope to a person who's hopeless. Okay. And that, to me, is the most beautiful aspect about astrology, because it just lifts you up. Okay. And it's supposed to lift you up. So, although we might say certain things which may not be very good also, that, hey, you have this weakness. Okay. But we tell it in a way that how to overcome it by doing certain things. And dhan and upay need not be at a worldly level of giving something like this. No, it has to be at a level of working towards it. For example, if you see a person, having an excess amount of energy in the body, okay, but we need to, there has to be a release of that energy. We ask them to play. Playing can be an upay, right? Just go
That's
play your favorite sport, or jog, or run, or play football. Fine, that's an upay in my eyes. Okay, but the problem is, because astrologers have taken it to more of a upay and a transaction, the bigger picture is lost. The bigger picture says upays work at a different level. Energy burning can be one. Doing hard work. Okay, for example, you don't need to go and donate. Just go to an ashram or an orphanage and give your time. Give your Saturdays and Sundays there. That's a beautiful upay, right? You will get peace. And so what I'm saying is, upay need not be in the traditional sense what we've been taught. There is a lot of things around it.
absolutely. I totally agree. And even sometimes we feel,
Yeah,
why are we doing this? Is
yeah,
this making sense or not?
yeah,
So
yeah.
for us to understand, because recently I've heard that there is some Rahu phase going. You
Mhm,
have to do this, some chandi homam, all those things
mhm,
in our own family,
mhm,
and that's where. And they told here to perform that. I think they've told 3,000 pounds. I said,
mhm,
I thought that is it worth enough to spend that much money? I mean, I'm not
mhm,
transacting between me and God. It's
mhm,
not like a business, so there's no logic behind this. And
mhm,
by performing that, they told that because we've been going through something, they said, if you do this in 2 or 3 weeks, all problems will be solved.
mhm,
So that's where the confusion, and not just me, and many people around me, they told that don't believe in all these. This is just a money making plan. A lot of
mhm,
people, and coming from Indian heritage and background, people got no clarity on this. That is what I thought. It's a bit not nice. It's shame on
mhm,
us that we, being Indians, and we are coming from the heritage, and we ourselves, we are not believing in our own Vedic science. Why
mhm,
is this happening?
mhm. Yeah, very, very true. See, now coming to, like, for example, see, there might, okay, more than the puja, what I would suggest is, okay, what will work for anybody who has a logical questioning bent of mind is,
Hmm.
first of all, looking at again, the SWOT analysis and telling that, okay, there is a certain difficult time going because of this reason, right?
Yeah.
First of all, you explain, okay? Number two, then you have to work on those areas more than just doing an upaya. First, let's work on that, right? Let's, for example, I'm going through a time period where probably certain aspects of my life are not going good. Look at
Hmm.
those aspects first rather than just doing an upaya. Okay, as I
True.
said, some person might be going through a time period which gives an outburst of energy, and the person is just a bit irritated, frustrated. So rather than doing an upaya, I would recommend them to play, right? Burn that extra energy
Hmm.
out. So taking it towards more practical, logical discussions rather than just recommending certain pujas. Pujas are fine, right? But I would suggest then is that, okay, let's say you're going through a time period which requires for the vibrations and the wavelengths to become more pacified. You do the puja, right? Simple. I mean, come on, just okay. So, and that okay, let me tell you this thing. Okay, let's say if you're going through a bad time period, right? Or somebody suggests you a Rahu pujan, right?
Hmm.
I don't believe that that will change, okay, what you're going through. No way. Okay. Because I'll tell you what. Now, let me tell you again, as I said, the planet is not the reason. The reason is you yourself. Okay. Because if you believe in the concept of soul, right? Why am I going through this is because of a certain placement in my horoscope and a certain time period, right?
Hmm.
Now, it is not so first of all, stop blaming the planet, okay, or the yogas or the placements, let's put it this way. Don't blame that aspect because you're going the wrong line. The true line is, I did certain things, okay, because of which I got this, okay.
Yeah.
I am supposed to now suffer it out so that I move on to the next phase, right? Okay, there's a beautiful example I always give to people is that, see, all of us understand credit card debt, right?
Hmm.
We all use credit cards, right? Here in Dubai, it's probably the best medium to for anything because we don't have UPIs
Hmm.
and all. Now, what is credit card debt? Credit card debt is that, okay, you purchase something and you're supposed to now pay. Today is the last day of payment. Okay,
Hmm.
so before 1 or 2 days, you're supposed to pay that, right? Now, it's the same way how astrology works. So, for example, if this dasha is going through and you're supposed to pay as in, you might have some health issues, you might go through some bad phase in your
Hmm.
relationships, your career. You're supposed to pay that, right? Now, there are two ways of paying it. Okay, one is I escape it, I hate it, I say no way, why is this happening to me? The other aspect is I say, okay, you know what, I'm supposed to do this, let me pay it off, let me go through it with a happy, confident frame of mind, because I know that it's just a 6 months period. Okay, let me go through it and let me pay it off. Now, you know what will happen? See, if you don't pay the credit card due payment today, what will happen? The bank will put enormous amount of service charges, right? This is exactly how astrology works. If you don't clear that debt today, it will actually multiply. It might come back in future, maybe in this birth, maybe in the future birth, and it will come back. So there is nothing called I can escape it. Okay, if you've bought that TV or if you bought that laptop, you're supposed to pay the bank. Okay, bank is the cosmos. You're supposed to pay that debt. If you don't, this is not going to go away. It will come back. So rather than fighting it or being frustrated about it, let's be happy. Go through it with a smile and say, okay, let's go through it and we'll fight it out. And that's where I said astrology is the biggest tool which gives you happiness and hope.
I think I
Okay.
will add one very important line because Pranshu is my brother and he is one of those people I go to because one, he's in the family. Secondly, I think I'm also a very curious person and I like to think everything in a logical way. Now, giving my example, Suchi, with Pranshu, and see, and Pranshu must have said it or might be saying this again, that it's like astrology is like an umbrella. So with him giving me guidance as to the time that's going to come. For instance, if my health is going to be a bit, uneasy to me, I won't say bad because there's nothing that's bad. If my health is going to give me uneasiness in the future, then what do? I prepare for it. So I have the tools to combat anything that's coming towards me if I know it well in advance. So having known that the time is going to be rough waters, what do? I prepare for it. And recovery is a choice. Sometimes suffering is not. So if you are aware of things that are in your chart, you have the free will to counter it and revive from it. And also, in my case, especially with my health, I think the more weak I felt in fitness, the more work I have done towards it. So that's how astrology can help you.
Yeah, going good example. See, again, it's a very famous and very often used example is that you're driving the car, right? There is a signpost which says, okay, after 200 meters there is a bump, right? Now, whether you slow down or you don't is then your choice.
It's
Okay.
up to you.
Yeah.
I really like the way you gave the practical examples. So for any common person, like what I understood is it's knowing your strengths, weakness, opportunities, and threats. And when you know your threats, you will be better prepared with your disaster recovery plan
Yep.
in the corporate language. So that's very nice. I think this you already answered the misconception what people got that a quick solution for this. If I do this, this will be very quick. Or if I'm not doing this, because people are scared sometimes to know. Because I've often hear for many of my friends that no, I'm afraid of astrology because I don't even want to know. Because when you know, and they will tell you that, oh, if you're not doing this, this might happen. This so that's where I think my next question. I think there are a lot of half-baked knowledge, half-baked solutions, quick fixes. Everything is available on online now. Even the AI tools are giving the astrology, and people are so confused, and some people are getting demotivated and afraid of the solutions and things what coming up. So I think people should understand what is the very basic knowledge, like not just go blank and believe in what others are telling. But how can someone distinguish whether is this logical or is this misleading? Can you give one practical tip that, okay, this is something logical, or maybe we can believe in this, or this is something not correct. We should not be doing this.
See, first of all, it has to be your understanding will come from the interaction. Okay. See, if you're sitting with an astrologer and he or she, first of all, logically, how relevant that person has made you understand the situation. Okay. That's the first thing. Now, if it is just that this is happening and do this, it doesn't work like that. As I said, I would give in a complete blanket statement that you cannot change your karma or your karmic baggage that you've carried by just doing upayas. Absolutely no way. Okay. If I do all the upayas, if I wear, let's say, multiple stones, etc., etc., can I make my life completely change? Can I just suddenly change into a billionaire? No way, right? No way.
No.
There is a process to it. There is a system to it, and there is a karma to it. So first of all, whoever says that do this and things will completely change, absolutely no. What the upayas would do is essentially give you the confidence to go through the process. Okay. And the problem with us, again, as I said, is upaya is not just doing certain things. It is very holistic. It can be as simple as get up in the morning and drink a liter of water. That's, to me, that's life, right? So yeah, I mean, come on. So as I said, whether that person, so it is, it's not that easy to decipher that, you know, whether that person is telling right or wrong. Okay, that's where we have to be very careful in terms of whom we are discussing our stuff. Okay, especially online, because you know, and whom we are discussing and what medium we are
Yeah.
using. It cannot be just because, see, unless you put in that long hours of work and experience, it's not that, okay, I'll Google it out and I'll get the answer. No way.
Yeah.
No way. See, as simple as, you know, let me use an example. Let's use an example of a plumber. Okay. A plumber starts his life, right? Okay. He gets basic training from, let's say, his family or somewhere, and he starts. It takes time to hone the skill, right? And after 25 years, 30 years, he'll probably listen to the voice and tell you what's wrong. Okay.
Yeah.
So there is no way you can buy or you can get the experience in a matter of minutes. There is no way, because the whole, the thing about what it comes in front of you as a horoscope and what your instincts are telling you, as any profession, it takes a long amount of hard work in terms of doing it repetitively so that you get that instinct, what we generally, you know, people call gut feel, sixth sense. What is gut feel and sixth sense? It's actually because you've seen so many that it just strikes you like this. That's the game. It's not some divine idea that comes to me. No, because I, it's like, you know, it's like a, how do I put it? It's like a batsman, right? If that batsman has played so many deliveries, right, in the practice matches, after a certain time, it comes naturally. You know, it flows. That's when the
Right.
experience comes. You cannot just buy experience like that, in my view. So again, going back to your point is, whom you talk, how they deciphered it, uh, and the recommendations, because, and
Yeah.
online especially, because there's a lot of stuff out online which I would suggest not to, you know, believe in a very uh, random or complete fashion. You have to question it. I would always suggest that people should learn this too. Okay, why don't you spend a few hours at least learning the basics? Then you will understand that. See, once I know the basics, I can always cross question the person who's telling me this. Correct.
100%. Yes. I'm surprised people are using AI tools for
Hmm.
their horoscopes. And
Hmm.
I don't know how, like, even for small things, you know, these days, everything is available online. I think because of that, lot of, you know, over the time, we are losing the basic roots. And
Yeah.
it became so easy for us. So because it's available online, so why should I even put some efforts to study about it or, you know, understand the
Yeah.
logic behind? And
See,
again,
AI, yeah.
you want to add something to that?
No, every planet denotes certain traits and certain personalities and the behavior patterns. And that's what is reflected in the chart. Okay. So, for example, sun is the king, sun is authority, right? That's where we associated sun with father, because generally father is the first authority that you get in your life. Yeah. He's the first big guy that you have to somehow obey. Okay.
Mm,
Or at least be in tune with. So if I can make people understand that sun is this, and
mm,
that's how then what is happening is that is relatable. So
right.
why don't, again, going back to the fun aspect, how can I make astrology fun is to just make it relatable in terms of a human person. Sun is the authority, sun is my father, right? Now how sun behaves is how an authority behaves, how a king
Mm,
behaves, how is the leader of a group behaves. Then you will understand what is sun, rather than just saying sun is like this. No. Now if I can give a human form to that planet, a logical person will understand why this planet behaves in that way. Okay, right? For example, let's look at another planet. Let's look at Saturn. Saturn is subordinates and the workers in general. Okay, how do they behave? That will tell you what is Saturn. Okay,
mm,
now nobody will understand how the planet behaves unless I make it simplified into a human form. So how Saturn will behave is how a worker behaves.
mm.
How sun behaves is how a king behaves. Now it makes sense, right? So if I
Yes.
tell something now, the person will say, "Oh yeah, I know how a king behaves. Oh, that's why sun is like this in my horoscope, and this is how it is doing this. Oh, it's
Mm,
relatable." Yeah. The other important aspect about this tool is how you use it. Again, SWOT is one. Then even
mm,
drilling down to certain good times and bad times. What should I do in those phases, right? For example, if a day is ruled by a certain nakshatra, okay, if I tune my energy towards that nakshatra, the benefits should be higher.
okay.
Even to break it down into a hora, that is the most beautiful thing, because this is the thing I am researching currently on. Every hour of a day is ruled by a planet. Now, if I have to tell you that if there is an hour of a day and it is ruled by a planet, the traits of that planet come into that hour. I will break it down to even an hourly thing. So when this, let's say, a Venus hora is going on, you will inevitably see around you a lot of discussions on entertainment, female oriented things. Okay. Or for
Wow,
that matter,
interesting.
lot of things around, beauty, about luxuries getting discussed in that particular hour. And you can test it for yourself. You don't have to believe me. Look at hora, and just after the hour is over, reflect what happened in that last hour. There will be 100% be a trait of that planet in that 1 hour. It's
And
as
is that for everyone?
yeah,
Because
it's common.
really?
Yeah, it's very easy. I mean, see, I'm telling you, how should I put it? For example, if it's moon hora, okay, going on currently, let's say from 4 p.m. to 5 p.m., moon hora is going on. You'll see all the discussions of people, and when you are in tune with these energies of the cosmos, you'll see invariably around you there will be a lot of discussion on emotions, nutrition. Okay, a lot of discussions on nutrition will be going on. Okay, a lot of discussion on travel will be going around. Suddenly you'll realize around me there, let's say you are there, your family is there, the discussions will completely tilt towards travel.
Yes, that's very interesting. And how will you know that which aura is going? Like,
It's very
will
easy.
there be? Yeah.
Yeah, there are apps will tell you. That's where you use the IT and the AI part about it.
Wonderful, wonderful. Then probably you can
there are
provide that information.
there
Yeah.
are apps which will tell you. It's just a click of a button.
Can you suggest one app quickly?
Yeah,
But
there
the
are many
listeners maybe.
that I follow. I mean, yeah, I can suggest. I can look up and I can suggest. There are certain really good apps. See, again, that's the IT and the AI part about it. That they will give you all the tools, right? They will tell you even what hora is going, everything, your dasha, your antardasha, what you're going, everything they will give you. But
Right. Yeah.
that is when the comes is you get that, but then what about the interpretation? That is where the astrologer comes in.
Right. Yeah.
Tools are there now because see, we've advanced so much into the IT part. Is that these tools are very easy now. The calculation part has become like this because we are now quite advanced, right? Earlier in the time, if you go, they would take probably 2 weeks to create your birth chart because they used to do it manually.
Yes. Yes.
You remember, right? Those tools. Now all of that has gotten taken over by tools, right? But yes, the interpretation part, making it relatable, making it fun, making you understand is still where the astrologer is needed.
In
Then
this,
you'll
I
understand.
think, okay, if I add an example to this, which is again, I will give only my example. So my chart has a very dominant Shani Dasha right now. So I'm in my Mahadasha of Shani. Okay. And since my Mahadasha of Shani, I've noticed this big change in me that I've got very disciplined, very hardworking, very disciplined. So like whatever he's saying, everything that a hardworking person implies with the Shani, I think I'm in currently in my Mahadasha of Shani. Okay. So all these traits of Shani are actually what I have embodied during this dasha prominently. So, it was not something that I would like. I remember when I used to ask him that, I've gained so much weight after my pregnancy and all that. I remember he just said, there is a nice dasha coming for Shani. Put your hard work and you will lose weight. And I remember this because at that time I was so heavy. I was like, how will I lose? And he said, it's just Shani ki dasha. Shani dasha, some period is coming for Shani. Hard work is what is needed because every hard work will give you return. So I did put a lot of hard work, and the return did come. So Shani definitely needs a lot of
Absolutely.
grinding but again this has turned out to be my personality.
Yeah.
But
So
this is very interesting because I've also heard that Saturn is the person when we talk like in the human form, it's like admin. Like Saturn likes hardworking people. And if you're lazy, Saturn will give you more difficulties so that you get disciplined. It like more pain than you push yourself, right? So that's what I've heard. Probably that's something relatable. I think we should not be afraid of Saturn, to
no,
be
no, not
honest.
at all. See, if you make planets like your friends, okay, you'll understand them very well. Okay. I would treat every planet like a friend. Okay. Then I look at that planet, look at how my friend is, and then I will understand that planet. And that's it. Then I will understand astrology. The role of astrology and planets is to make you evolve you, make you a
Evolve
better
and strong. Yeah.
evolve. See the whole concept of, again, going back to the concept of soul and reincarnation. We are here to evolve and pass on, right? It's a transition, right? We carried
Yes.
certain traits. We come here, we learn, we go through certain difficulties, enjoy certain things. Our soul is constantly, we are learning from the experiences, and then we pass on. And this is how we keep evolving. That's why people who go through a lot of evolution cycle, okay, will eventually become to a level where that soul doesn't come back. Right?
Yeah.
We all know the points about young souls, old souls, souls coming back, souls probably who never came back because they reached a point where they could exit because it reached a maturity level which is unbelievable.
It's
You
very
see, I
good.
mean,
Very
that
so
maybe
interesting.
Now, maybe that will need a separate podcast on only this point, but I
Yeah.
believe that a soul is here to learn, move on to the next sphere
Hmm.
with learning. So whatever, see again, planet is not bad or good. It is
Yeah.
you, right? Because that is just a reflection. It's the mirror, right?
Hmm.
This is my karma. Planet is just telling me that, oh, you did this karma. That's why I'm going to give you this benefits and I'm going to give you these hardships. Okay, you
So
cannot be
basically, it's all karma, what you're carrying from your
correct.
previous
And
birth
what
learnings. Yeah.
exactly, and then you're creating karma now, right? You're creating
Right.
some
Yeah.
new
Yeah.
karma,
Agree.
and this is then going to become the benchmark for future. That's why the soul evolves, right? The whole concept of a birth is to evolve that soul further.
Hmm.
And that's why when
Agree.
you've heard the concept of old souls become, because the souls are so old, because they've gone through so many births and so many learnings, that you will realize that their maturity level will be very, very high. Okay. And
Hmm.
certain souls, that's where when they come to a point where, we've all heard about yogis and the evolved souls
Yes.
who reached a point where they had zero desire. Okay.
Yeah.
Zero.
Yeah.
Let's put it this way.
On the
So
karma side, I
yeah.
think I'll add one point, very important point. I think this is right. We need to do a next podcast for it. You know, karmics are not the karmic patterns that we say. Not always are bad. So sometimes some souls come with a karmic baggage, which is not a baggage, which is a
Mhm.
duty. So
Mhm.
some souls consider karmics or the karma that we say, we often consider it as a bad or a uneasy, unpleasant life where we have to just give. Okay,
Hmm.
but giving is beautiful. That is what people don't understand. So karma is beautiful because when we give, that's the whole purpose of the soul. You are a God source, like you say, like you're from God. You are this one, all that it is. One source, one
Hmm.
light. So the giving aspect of karma is the best thing people can ever do. So some souls not just come here to do release any old baggage, but they
Hmm.
also do karmics where they have to give and only give. And that's when some souls are awakened and reach a point of moksha whilst they continue the life.
Hmm.
So that's the awakening that many people are facing, and more so, a lot of them are facing, not because they will achieve moksha whilst they continue to this physical life. The 3D life will continue in a moksha state, and that's awakening.
Hmm.
Awakening to the fact that you are the source of God. This is a beautiful concept, and it has to be another podcast because this cannot be covered right
Yes.
now.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
karma is not bad. Karma is giving. Karma is beautiful. That's what I wanted to add because sometimes people get scared with the word called karma.
Yes. We have to do. I think there's so much we can talk about this, because even I heard that certain souls come to your life just for some lessons or to release some karmic relations or something, but they'll be staying for some time, but they go away. They leave sometimes pain lessons, but I think we need to surrender and accept and let it go sometimes. And when you understand that, life will become beautiful.
So, Suchi, what I
Right?
would
And
say,
yeah.
yeah, I'll tell you one thing what I believe in. Okay. As I said in the beginning, first few sentences I used is there is nothing called random in this world.
Hmm.
There's no concept of randomness that you can attribute certain life events to. No way. No way. So,
Hmm.
as you said, whom we meet, when we meet, where we meet, what source we meet
Hmm.
is all destined. There is a karmic pattern to it.
Okay.
There is 100%. Going through your karma, your cycle, what you're going through,
Hmm.
because the soul has to evolve, certain
Hmm.
people will come, okay, and it is destined. That is why I say is that it's not just random whom we meet, how we meet. It cannot be random. If that
True.
person has come into our life, there is a reason behind it. There is a reason,
Yes.
and
Yeah.
there is a very strong reason, which probably through the medium of astrology we try to understand. We do our
Hmm.
best. Yeah.
Sometimes you feel guilty that maybe I've done something wrong
Hmm.
to the other person. Maybe I've hurt, or it's like sometimes you feel guilty for what is happening in other person's life.
Hmm.
But is that true, or like is that always that we have to take the guilt, or will the same formula apply
See,
to?
it's very
Yeah.
simple. How we are taught, we shouldn't be, obviously, as a human being, our basic nature should not be to hurt anyone, right?
True.
But everybody has to go through certain cycle of karma, right? That's
Hmm.
why they are born. So if
Hmm.
a negative thing happens to me or that person, again, the whole concept is to realize whatever happens to me or to a person is not because of the other person. It's because of himself or herself. Everything is inside.
Hmm.
Okay. If I'm supposed to go through a bad experience, it's because of me, not because of that. So the problem is, and that's where the beauty comes. If we understand this, we'll stop blaming anyone.
Hmm.
The
True.
concept of the blame games theory will go away, because why should
Hmm.
I blame anything to anyone? It's all inside, right? So
Yes.
that makes you a very, very, very grounded person, actually, because you stop blaming, you
Hmm.
stop unnecessary,
Yeah.
harassing yourself and the other person, because you understand that, all is because of me. So let me just take this. If it's a good experience, enjoy it. If it's a bad experience, again, I'm learning. So again, astrology, if you really understand the core, it makes you understand what you are, gives you hope, makes you very grounded. Actually, it makes you very humble. Let's put it this way. Is the beautiful science which actually, I think there is nothing more in this world that will make you humble than astrology, because you ultimately realize
Totally
that
agree.
everything that is happening is because of me. And
Yes.
B, there is a karmic pattern to my life. So let me just surrender and accept whatever is coming. That will make you very humble,
Yes.
right? You will
Yes.
take everything with open arms. That, oh, good experience, wow, thank you. Or a bad experience, oh, thank you, I learned. So
Mm.
when thank you comes, you're you are
Gratitude.
you are full
Yeah.
of gratitude. You're very humble. So if you look at the, again, as I said, the higher aspects of astrology, I mean, I'm not talking again the lower aspects of basic predictions.
Mm.
The higher aspect of astrology, more than hope, more than anything, is filling you up with gratitude and making you the most humble person there can be.
And I would
Yes.
love to share this with the audience that, it's a combination of spirituality and having that astrology as a very as a science, as also your life study. So when both come together, when people come to us together, for instance, they come to me to understand their current energy levels and their current patterns they are facing right now, what type of mirror work they need to do, how they need to clean up their subconscious settings. And they also go to Pranshu to understand their life patterns and their current planetary positions and what their birth chart is talking about their life. Okay. In a combination of both, they are extensively, helped or supported or guided. Then they can actually look at both the aspects. So that's the whole idea of bringing Astro Soul healing is when your soul actually heals from within and having that intelligence and the knowledge of what their life is all about in this birth, they actually can do wonders.
Wonderfully explained. And I will be doing a separate podcast with you, Prapti, on astro healing and shadow healing, because after our first podcast, I got many messages asking, can we have a more understanding on shadow healing? Is it something like tantric or something? So that's where, again, we thought we have to do a separate session on that. But to keep it simple, I think if astrology is a tool, astro healing is the emotional intelligence you find to connect to the tool in the right way.
Hmm.
For the listeners, so that for the common people to understand, I want to cover one thing for women who are giving up their dreams just because maybe they've been conditioned from the backgrounds they are coming and from the childhood what they are seeing that no, your kundli, your astrology is not good. That's why it is happening to you. I mean, often I hear from women now, people are blaming them for some reason because no, your astrology is not good because that is the reason your family is suffering. And basically not about the family, but for themselves, they're giving up on their dreams just because throwing the blame on the astrology. So what is the message you want to give to all the amazing women who are watching this, Pranshu?
Okay, so first of all, whoever, again, as I said in just the previous thing, blaming something on someone is probably the most foolish thing you can do from a very spiritual angle. So whoever says that because of you we are suffering, I mean, it's laughable. Okay, because whoever enjoys certain things or goes through certain tough times is entirely because of himself or herself. It's never because of a third party. No way it's possible. This is what astrology teaches. Okay, as I said, inside everything is in, it's not out. Okay,
Mm.
so first of all, absolutely no way any women should feel or feel that, oh, because of, no, it's not possible. Number two, as you said, chasing your passions, chasing your dreams, astrology is actually a wonderful tool which tells that you should follow it. Simple. If you are, let's say, carrying, okay, when we do a SWOT analysis again, and you really know that, you know what, I'm good at this. Okay, and my birth chart, which is because of my own karmas in the past, is actually telling me these are my strengths and I want to build on that. There is no way anybody can stop you. Okay, because one, there's a karmic angle to it. You're supposed to do this. Okay, and you have the planets aligned to it. Just go ahead and do it. It will really work out amazingly well. So that, as I said, the job of an astrologer is to give that hope and confidence to that person.
Mm.
And if, specific to your question, for a lady, if I'm able to give that confidence that, oh, this aspect of your life is really strong, you should build on that, these are your weaknesses, opportunities, threats, and everything needs work. When they know that and they know, yes, I am capable to do this, then they will actually chase that dream with even more passion.
I think this is where I think astro healing will be more relevant to remove those blockers and all. Prapti?
Yes, of course, everything is helpful if people
Mm.
are embodying it as well. Sometimes knowledge is as powerful as how much you apply in your life. Having knowledge and applying is two different things. And we can
Mm.
only provide a platform and support and guidance. It's for the people who are able to actually then pursue it that they bring change. Example is you yourself, Suchi. How beautifully you have changed. I haven't even, sometimes I wonder where we started and where we are. It's not just
Mm.
about your fitness, it's about you as a person. Look at you. You're doing such beautiful podcast today, right? So it's for you. You embodied it, na? It's not just me. I'm there, like for everybody else. Not everybody becomes Suchi. That's the difference. So Astro Soul Healing is an amazing, and even so Astrology, Soul Healing, every therapy is amazing if you embody it.
Yeah, and that's where we come in, right? We come in, we use astrology as a guiding tool, right? That's where it's a guiding tool, right? Because it will tell you the things you need to work upon, and the good areas that you're already carrying. And that's where if somebody can get this guidance, okay, then the way they can chase their dreams would be amazing.
For everyone who is watching this, it is all about individual perception and how you take the astrology, whether it is a blocker or enabler. It is totally up to the individual. That's what the whole session is, what we are talking about. So we have tools, we have experts, and we have everything around us who can help us. But how you're taking it, whether you're taking it as an enabler or you're taking it as a blocker, it is totally on the individual perception. Again, we are not generalizing it, but definitely we have some good experiences, we have some bad experiences, but it's all about how you accept, how you move forward, understand what is your strength, what is your weakness. And yeah, life is everything about ups and lows, right? You can't consider, like Pranshu said, you can't, oh, next 10 years will be amazing or next 10 years will be not that great. So don't come to a fixed mindset. So keep that mindset open and work through your progress. So I strongly believe, because we keep talking, Prapti and I, whatever is the outcome, we don't mind, but we keep doing our work. So for example, social media posts, once I used to post for the views, never anymore. I never post, to post my reels for views. And that's where I think I'm transforming. I can see the change myself. Like if you want to do something, you do it. Yes.
It's a subconscious
slowly.
block.
Yeah, slowly.
Validation. It's a validation block.
Validation. Yeah.
Validation block.
So I don't mind people like it, people comment it or view it. If I want to convey a message, if I want to show what I am, I will be doing that. Yeah. So that's where I think it is your mindset. And I think Prapti and I, when we were discussing, a lot of motivation I get from her. And she keeps telling she gets sometimes motivated. We mutually motivate each other, because certain things we definitely need support, because everyone is human. So we go through, sometimes we low energy, we get high energy. So yeah, we need to support each other, definitely. But this is where the mindset blockers, I think we need to first heal that mindset blockers to understand the subject as real. Otherwise, talk about any subject. When you have the blockers, you will definitely understand in a wrong way. I think this is where is the biggest problem. So yeah, Prapti, why can't we do a spirit card for 2026 for all the listeners?
Yeah, so I'll give you one card for everybody who is listening to us, for any messages that is coming through for you, what you need to embody and what messages we have. It's a very generic card, a very collective reading. So take what resonates.
I'm excited.
Right, we got the card. If you find yourself stuck in a situation you are unhappy with, ask yourself, why are you still there? Is it fear of the unknown, or just leaving a toxic situation, or the people that can be the best thing you could do for your soul is to take yourself away from them? Be fierce, be bold. If you can read it. I think that's the message that's relevant. It was a very relevant message.
So relevant.
Actually, that's the reason I was smiling, because it was so relevant. It all talks about the fears we have of the unknown, isn't it? So we need to be bold enough to walk away. Very interesting.
Wonderful.
Came up again.
Thank you. Yeah, that's a very good start.
Very good start to 2026.
I'm very happy to pick this subject in the new year, because this is a time where most of the people will write their resolutions, make their vision board, all this. So it will be a very good subject for them to understand. And if anyone wants to connect with Prapti with respect to astro healing, anyways, we will be doing a separate session on that. And if you want your personal charts to be explored, or any kind of suggestion related to astrology, I will provide all the details under the description, so you can connect with Pranshu and Prapti accordingly. So I think that's it for today. So
thank you so much. Thank you for having us.
Thank you so much. I think it's a very good conversation. I think all of you have got a very good knowledge, at least the basic knowledge on how to understand the astrology, how to enable yourself as an individual, how you can relate your, what is happening in your life. And basically it is a tool, and it's not a cage. It is not here to limit you. So you need not be overwhelming for that. So that is one thing. You need to understand it take it in a friendly way and try to accept, try to move forward with a lot of confidence. So I think this session would have given you a good clarity and confidence with respect to astrology. And of course, yeah, we will be doing a separate session on astro healing as well. Thank you so much for watching.
Thank you.